Okay, so Flappy Bird for you guys. Let me put this down. I'm gonna try and attempt this game, but I'm pretty sure I'll get frustrated pretty quickly. Okay, start. Ah, the struggle. Okay, let's do this again. Oh, God. Ugh. The frustration is real. Let me know in the comments down below your guys' best score, because I would really like to know, because I haven't gotten any medals and it's very depressing. But yeah, I would love to know your high score, and I've noticed it's very easy on like an iPhone or something, but on an iPad it's super hard. It's hard to explain, but if you've done it with an iPad you would know my pain and frustration. But anyways, let's get to the tutorial. Thought I'd do this in the beginning of the video to show you my frustration with this game. But anyways, I hope you enjoy, and please give me a thumbs up if you get frustrated with this stupid game. And yeah, let's get started with the tutorial. Bye bye. Hey guys, it's me, Art of Wonder, and today here, as you can see with the title and the clip from before, I'm going to have a fun Flappy Bird tutorial, and I've been wanting to do this for actually a couple days now, and I'm pretty excited to do it. And the most exciting part, I probably am going to be selling this on my Etsy shop, because I'm pretty sure a few people would love to get a Flappy Bird charm, because I think that'd be cool. So yeah, and also I'm posting several charms today on my Etsy shop for you guys to purchase, so that would be really cool. And also, if you are not able to purchase on my Etsy shop and you still want to buy a customized charm and this Flappy charm, you can also contact me through my Kik, which will be down below my username, and we can figure something out. And basically I'll give you the same price and everything. You could just send money through mail. So basically you could do both ways, order from online, or you can do it money through mail. So yeah, it'll be cool. And also you will get an entry from my Etsy giveaway, so that'd be pretty cool. So as long as you buy from me, you get entry from my Etsy giveaway, so that's pretty awesome and pretty cool. So yeah, make sure you click the link down below to my Etsy to check it out, and let's get started with the tutorial. Now the materials you're going to be needing is a lot of different colors here, as you can see, mostly of orange and yellow. But yeah, basically you're going to need some Sculpey of, you can see that, so I don't think you could see that. You're going to need yellow lemonade, this type of color, and yeah, it's light. And basically I have an open one right here, so I'll be using this one. Next you'll be needing, of course, a neon type color of orange, like that. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah. And then a lighter shade of orange, so one darker and one lighter. And you're going to also need a regular shade of yellow, like one light, one dark. And you're going to need some white for the eyes. You're also going to need some black for the pupils. And you're also going to need an eye pen. You're going to, of course, need a dotting tool, because I'm pretty sure a dotting tool will be important for this tutorial. You're also going to be needing is a crafting knife, which will be really important to get the pixelated type shape towards our little birdie here. So that'll be really important. And I'm pretty sure that's all the materials you're going to be needing, but if I forgot anything throughout this tutorial, you'll be seeing materials pop out, I'm pretty sure, because I always do this to myself. I always forget one material all the time, but pretty much you're going to need regular tools that you usually use for making charms on my tutorials. And also I have a charm tutorial playlist, and I made a playlist for all my Polymer clay tutorials to make it way easier for you guys to watch. So basically I'll give you the title of my playlist down below, and maybe I can put annotation for my playlist around this video somewhere if I'm not lazy. So yeah, it'll be helpful for you and helpful for me. And yeah. Alright, so let's get started. But anyways, let's get on to the tutorials. Alright, hey guys, so basically, the ending part, I'm not sure if I showed it or not, but my camera fell while filming the ending part. As you can see, like, it's a mess over there. But I thought I'd show you the ending part, which, it's right here, and it's glazing right now, but you can see it, kind of. But I'll basically have a picture in the end to show you the finishing touch. I just wanted to tell you the ending, pretty much. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I have a charm update finally coming. I have all my recent charms created in here. In there. And my desk is just super, like, it's messy and it's ridiculously messy, like, blah. So, yeah, if you guys would like to get a craft area tour, or a room tour or whatever, please do press the like button. And if you liked and enjoyed this tutorial, press the like button and press the like button for everything that you enjoy and love, pretty much. But yeah, my battery's about to die again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial right here. It was pretty frustrating and hard. As you can see, I made a big mess. Anyways, bye guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and the link's down below. Bye.